everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel, and for today's video, I'll be giving you my performance review of the all-new Book 1. Let's go. This is the Book 1 in the Mirage color. So this is actually what he wore during the All-Star game. And I actually like the orange that was kind of limited. So unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to cop that. But I really liked how orange that was. But this Mirage, for me, I'm a kind of low-key D-Book fan. I love his swag on the court. I love his killer instinct. And I'm a Devin Booker fan. I've been wanting to get a jersey of his, but just looking for the right price right now. But going back to his sneaker, this one, like a lot of people have been saying, it really looks like an Air Force 1 or the Air Force 2020 or the Air Force 25, I mean. So it kind of looks like that. It's kind of a low mid top, and it looks like a lifestyle shoe. That's what's really nice about the Book 1. But let's get into the performance of the Book 1. But before we go into that, let's talk about the box, which is low-key very nice. It's a very simple box, but it has, like, when you stack it vertically, you see Book 1 here, then Chapter 1. It looks like one of the books you put in the shelves. Really, really nice touch by Nike, and a very kind of vintage-like, a very Travis Scott-like Nike swoosh here with the big oversized Nike text, and also signature of Devin Booker. So it's very basic, but I like how Nike put a little bit more details to the box of the Book 1. And let's talk about the upper of the Book 1. On the Mirage colorway, it has a lot of synthetic leather found in the forefoot, very similar to what you will see on Air Forces, but this one, the leather is softer to the touch. So this panel, the forefoot panel, is leather. Also, this lateral caging is also made out of synthetic leather. The swoosh is made out of tumbled leather. And on the Mirage colorway, this textile material, it's like a knitted material. It's like a woven material. And it's a very nice change of materials. It complements the synthetic leather found in the forefoot. And there's another suede leather here. This brown part is on the softer side. It's suede and it has patterns. It's like dots. And also this pull tab is made out of plastic and looks like the leaf of the book when you're folding it. That's a nice touch on the Book 1. And for the support, lateral support, it is good but nothing great. But for me, for the fit of my foot, it kind of hugs my foot really well. And I've heard some reviews that it's kind of snug, but what I have here is the XDR version. Of course, this is not a fake pair. XDR is mostly found in Asian pairs. So Asian last pairs usually are wider on the forefoot. So I haven't compared this to the US release one, but this one doesn't fit too narrow. So it fits right on my regular foot. And when I lace it up, you really need to tighten the laces at first because the pre-lace is kind of loose. So when you put your foot in, it has a lot of space here in the forefoot. You just need to pull the laces up, then it will give a very nice fit. And in terms of lateral support, it's good. Like I've said, it's nothing too crazy, but I'm not sliding off in the footbed. But I just wish that, but it will just, come to think about it, it will just ruin the aesthetics of the shoe if they put the cage up here, or maybe they put a plastic piece here. But this original caging that you will find in the Donks, in the Air Forces, does its job. It cages and gives support here in the forefoot. And I didn't have any problems on my lateral movements. There's no delay. So I think it's pretty good. And going to the back part of the sneaker, there's a lateral cage inside the sneaker. There's a plastic piece here that cages your ankle. Plus, another thing that I really like about the Book 1 is, of course, the collar part, it's really well cushioned, comfortable around your ankle and around your foot and the Achilles. And the tongue is padded, nicely padded too. So overall feel of the sneaker doesn't need that much breaking time when you wear it. It warms up, it's good to go right away. And the comfort of the heel is very nice. And just to get the right size, there's no heel slippage on it. It actually has a very nice heel containment for the book one. And the pull tab, it's very easy to put your foot in. The lacing system is a traditional lacing system. And is it? No, it's not tied into or tied down to the base of the sneaker, but it didn't move when I was playing with it. And as for the insole, it has this barcode for books, which is nice, and it has some numbers, of course, that is very significant to book. So 001, that's number 16. I think that's his draft class. Then 228, maybe that's his birthday. I'm not too sure about the last two numbers, but those are the significance. Here is actually just a swoosh. And now going to the cushion part of the sneaker, which I honestly would say I was kind of disappointed because I've seen Book wearing a lot of Kobe 5s, and I like the cushioning on the Kobe 5s because it has a 4-foot zoom in it, but unfortunately he copied the cushion on the Kobe 4 Protros, to be specific. So if you have the Kobe 4 Protos, it's okay for me. There's not much in the 4-foot. I just wish that they put the zoom unit in the 4-foot of the sneaker, like a Kobe 5s, Kobe 6. It will be a lot nicer instead of putting it around the heel, like an Air Force, and like I said, the Kobe 4 Protos, which has a zoom unit at the heel, if I'm not mistaken, and there's no 4-foot zoom unit. So that's kind of a bomb. And the carrying foam of this one is React. It's quite nice, but it's on the slimmer, it's thin, you're very close to the ground. There's not much bounce to it. There's impact protection, of course, in the heel because of the zoom unit in the heel. 4-foot, what you will feel is responsiveness versus the bounce. There's no bounce that much, but the responsiveness is there. Court feel is there on the cushion. So if you are a type of player who likes that and you don't mind it to be bouncy in the 4-foot, I mean, the book one will be your cup of tea, but for me personally, I like it better that instead of putting it the heel, you put it up in the 4-foot, because that's where you usually jump, put your weight when you're landing too. So that kind of bumps me out because I really like the silhouette of the book because of how it looks like a vintage. I'm into really classic cars too, like the book, so I could really relate to him. And going back to the cushion, I like how they implemented the caging here on the lateral part. If you can see, it's not the foam here in the lateral part, it's actually caging, but it's made out of very thin plastic, so it kind of ends here. So on the medial part you will feel the React foam, and it's kind of plush actually, but it's just really thin. So it's uncaged on the medial part, so it has some room to expand, while on the lateral part they cage it so that you'll have more support on the sneaker. But like I said, hopefully they'll improve the cushion of the book one or the book two. They will improve the book two in the next shoe of Devin Booker. Talk about the traction, which has a full herringbone traction. This one too, I'm not too satisfied about the traction of the book. It's okay, it's not fantastic, it's not awesome, it's just okay, solid, but I need to wipe it every now and then when I was playing with it. And I was actually asking slipping if the floor was kind of dusty. They said it didn't, so I think it's because of the book one. It doesn't grip that well, because when I was playing with my Player 1 Plus on that floor, it was squeaking really loud, gripping really hard. This one has a grip, but nothing too spectacular. So that's another thing that kind of disappointed on the book. Maybe if they copied the traction on the Donks or the Air Force, which is a lot tackier. I think it will be better. But I like the width of the forefoot, really gives me the balance when I was going for jump shots on the book. That's what I think is the strength of the book one, is you could plant your feet quickly for stability and balance, and you could just go up for a jump shot. Actually had a very nice game wearing this, aside from, of course, the extra bounciness that I'm looking for in the forefoot. That's where I felt like I wasn't, because I'm coming from an injury, so I didn't feel any help out of the book one when I was jumping for a second jump or going for an offensive rebound. That's one thing that, like I said, I want from the book one, especially when at the last part of the game, when you feel kind of tired, you need an extra help from your shoe. I think that zoom unit in the forefoot will come in handy. So Nike, I know you're listening. Please put the forefoot zoom unit in the D book too. For outdoor use, I think this will be okay, but as of course, take into consideration that the cushion is not too plush, so you'll be really low to the ground on the cement floor. But as for traction, the rubber compound seems very durable, and I think for outdoor use, the traction will be okay, and even on the upper, it will hold up quite nicely for outdoor use. For the sizing, regular foot, go true to size, while wide footer, I would suggest go half a size up, especially if you have the XDR rubber. But if you have the chance to try them out, but I think this Mirage colorway is sold out here in the Philippines, and it is priced at, I think, $130 US, or here it's 7,400. So for a price of a first basketball sneaker, I mean, it's okay, but maybe they could price this similar to the Jaw ones, which is around 6,700 pesos, or around $120 US. So because of the tech of the Jaw ones is, I think, better in terms of cushion. I like the forefoot zoom unit of the Jaw ones compared to the book ones, but aesthetic wise, I like how this looks, and the React and the forefoot zoom unit will be money. And for the weight, US 11, it is actually pretty light. So it kind of looks like an Air Force. It's not as heavy as an Air Force, but it's pretty light. It's around just 400 grams for a US 11, my size. So for a US 11, it's pretty light. So pretty light sneaker, very responsive sneaker. I just wish that they improve on the traction and the cushion of the book one, but aesthetic wise, they look like a lifestyle shoe. This is one of the shoe that you could rock off court, then go straight to the gym and hoop. So that's how good looking the book one is. So let me know what you think about the D-Book one. Sound off in the comments down below. So this has been Marches once again. Thank you for dropping by the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.